Hi everyone, I'm Daniel Comerford from Clear Strategy, and today I'll be taking you through a demo of our Snowflake native app available on the Snowflake Marketplace. During this demo I'll be showing you how you can create a Kerbi enabled database, how to load your data into your acquisition tables, your transformation views, and finally your target tables. Once downloaded from the Snowflake Marketplace, we will be brought to this page when accessing Kerbi. So to get started, we will navigate to the App tab. Here we will create a compute pool for the container and retrieve the ingress URL for the app. We will then open this in a new tab, and this will launch the Kerbi UI, which runs entirely within the Snowflake environment, ensuring that data never leaves the Snowflake instance. When we open this link in another tab, we will be asked for our Snowflake credentials and an MFA for added security. With the Kerbi UI now open, the first step is to create our Kerbi enabled database. We will set our name and our desired retention period, and behind the scenes, Kerbi gets to work setting up the Kerbi schema as needed to run the app. It installs core stored procedures, which allows Kerbi to operate. It sets up metadata tables for configuration within the app, and it also creates logging tables which will be used for monitoring loads. Once our database is created, the next step is to set up our ACQ table. This is the entry point where our raw data will land into Snowflake. We begin by adding our ACQ metadata. This is the information Kerbi uses to create the table structure. Next, we select our internal stage, which acts as a loading location for the table. We then provide a name for our ACQ table, in this case, ACQ dim customer. After that, we choose the file we want to upload. As soon as that's done, the ACQ table is created in Snowflake and is ready to be populated. The table metadata is also displayed. You also have an option to edit details such as batch ID and load order if required. Finally, by selecting ACQ dim customer and running it, the data is loaded into the ACQ table in your Snowflake account. Kerbi itself does not process any data, and all data processing happens entirely within your own Snowflake environment. Now that the ACQ table has been created and the data is loaded in, let's move on to the next steps for creating our target tables. First, we'll add the target table metadata, we'll define the business area, then enter the target table name along with its alias. We'll then set up our circuit key, which acts as a unique identifier for Kerbi, independent of the source identifiers in the original table. From here, we'll choose the process type for the load, add a batch description, and specify both the batch ID and batch load order. Finally, we'll define our source key columns, which will be set in our transformation views. Now that the target table has been created, the next step is to create the transformation view associated with it. We'll start by opening the Run Custom SQL option, which can be used to create new views or edit existing ones. Here, we'll add our transformation logic, such as defining the source key column and applying business transformations. These transformations can include operations like joins, renaming, or partitioning to shape the data exactly as needed. Next, we'll move on to the target object helper and introduce the intermediate object needed for Kerbi. This step cleans our ACQ table by doing things such as removing duplicates and correcting data type errors, which prepares the data for the transformation view. Once we select our target table and run it, the transformation logic is applied and the table is loaded back into Snowflake, fully ready for business use, whether it's powering dashboards, analytics, or customer applications. That brings us to the end of our walkthrough. This has been the Kerbi app in action. Thank you for your time, and if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.